thanks for stopping by. I wasn't going to make a second video today, but I've got a bunch of comments from people that were interested in seeing the auto harp. So I just came from playing at this neighborhood center for an old folks group, and I got heckled. So I played old-time tunes, just stuff that's easy listening, fiddle and auto harp, and I play stuff that people can sing along to. It's an old folks home, so I'm playing music for, you know, older people. So I'm playing older music, stuff from the 50s and 60s and 70s. And towards the end of my set, this older lady, probably she looked to be in her late 80s. I was about to start another song. She just said, "Do you have any faster songs? All these songs are slow." And it was innocuous, you know, it wasn't, you know, a big complaint or anything, but it felt like she said, "Boo, get off the stage, you suck." So even though she literally just said, "Do you have any faster songs? All of these songs are slow." And I think it just goes to show that sometimes we hear things, when other people say things, we hear something else. We are hearing something that other people are not saying. And that's so fascinating. It's so interesting. That's what's so great and beautiful about human communication, is you can say something that you feel is very clear and obvious, and someone else can interpret something entirely different. They can interpret, you know, something very offensive or something mean-spirited. People can interpret the exact opposite of what you're saying. And that tends to happen online a lot, and a part of that problem is because we're not looking at people face to face. And sometimes you might do a YouTube video and you might share something that you're just saying something that's innocuous, and then you will see that people interpret the exact opposite of what you're saying. And I think that's just so wonderful and beautiful. I know there are people out there that will get angry about that, like, "Oh, so and so didn't understand what I was saying," and they get angry. Why get angry over it? I think it's very funny to misinterpret things. So this older lady, it felt like she was heckling me. It felt like she said, "You suck, you get off the stage." But really she was just asking for some faster music. And so at that point, I just threw away my set list and I just picked faster songs. So I played, you know, John Denver's Take Me Home Country Road, and I did American Pie from Don McLean, just so they can have something a bit more upbeat and faster to sing along to. And they really enjoyed it. So they had a great time there. So people were asking about this thing, and I will share this for you. Again, I wasn't going to make a second video. I need to get back to my game development, but people were really interested in this, so I'll share it now. But this just goes in line with, if your audience asks you for something, then it's pretty important to listen to your audience and to consider, what is your audience asking for? Your audience is giving you feedback. It's important to listen to that and to take that into account. You don't have to constantly, you know, pander and bend the knee and try to always do, you know, exactly what every single person asks you for. You do need to understand what your audience is asking you for. And if your audience is telling you, "Hey, this thing you're doing kind of sucks, would you mind changing it up a little bit?" It's important to keep that in mind as well. So this is the auto harp. People asked what the buttons do. I'll show you the buttons here. These are chord buttons. When you depress one of these buttons, it will allow the instrument to play a chord. If you do not depress any of the buttons, here is what the auto harp sounds like. Uh-oh. A disaster has occurred. If you depress one of the buttons, say for example the C button here, this is C major, you will get this sound. If you depress the G major, you will get this sound. How that works is there are felt bars on the chord bars. These buttons are each attached to a bar that run transverse across the instrument. You can see the felt there. As I push down on the button, if you press the button, the felt will mute the strings that are not needed for the chord. This is E minor, which is my favorite chord. I will play a couple tunes for you, and if you know what they are, put it in the comment section if you know what they are. I'll just do a couple quick ones here really briefly, okay? As I said I would play this for you. La You can see that we don't strum every single string in sequence as you would, say for example, chord bashing on a guitar around a campfire where you're trying to be heard in a wide space. We have our bass register, a middle register, and higher register, and you pluck strings in register groups. I'm using 3 finger picks here. You'll find many auto harp players will use metal strings. I personally prefer the plastic strings. These work best for acoustic environments because they allow me to strike the strings harder while getting a cleaner sound with less clattering. I'll do one more piece of music here and let's see if you can pick it out. Did you enjoy that demo? I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this thing. This is again called an auto harp. Now if you want to learn to play an auto harp, you're in luck because the auto harp is one of the easiest instruments to just get started playing, but it is one of the harder instruments to advance your skills to higher levels. So the barrier of entry is very low. It's extremely fun and satisfying. It's very hard to find these brand new because they are a niche instrument that's quite rare. So if you want to find one, in general, your best luck is to check on eBay. I tend to find them on eBay. Sometimes when I travel around and I need an auto harp somewhere, I'll buy an auto harp wherever I'm going traveling, and then I can have one there, and then I can travel around with it and play music. I like hanging out at saloons and pubs and just playing songs that people can sing along to. So if you want to try auto harp, go for it. I would aim for one that comes around the 70s to 80s or 90s, some that were made in that era. If you go buy an auto harp before that, it's generally going to be in rough condition and it's going to be very expensive for you to replace the felt, fix any springs and buttons that are broken. So look for an auto harp if you think this is interesting, if you think it's fun. It's my favorite instrument to play. Okay, I'm not going to play anymore because I'm going to be honest, it's summer here, and in my studio, if I have my audio recording machine and my machine here where I'm doing video, if both of those on, my studio heats up like crazy. I have the studio lights going. If you can't tell, I am just melting here. It's absolutely sweltering. So thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, everyone. I need to go. I'm going to go hydrate. I'm going to have some fresh water. Okay, that's, what is that? 60 HP? Take care, everyone. I'll see you.